Imagine this. You're giving your all to someone or something, pouring your heart and soul into it, only to realize one day that they've replaced you like yesterday's news. What if that moment was the wake-up call you needed to discover your true worth? Stick with me, because this story might just change how you see yourself forever. Let me take you back to a small town where life moved slow, but dreams burned bright. There was a guy named Sam. Sam was in his late 20s, the kind of person who always put others first. He worked at a local coffee shop, not just as a barista, but as the heart of the place. Every morning, he'd show up early, brew the perfect cups, chat with regulars like they were old friends, and even help the owner with ideas to bring in more customers. Sam loved it there. It wasn't just a job, it felt like family. The owner, Mr. Jenkins, was like a grumpy uncle who'd grumble but secretly appreciated Sam's hard work. Or so Sam thought. Sam had grown up in a home where his parents taught him to be kind, to work hard, and to never complain. Good things come to those who wait, his mom used to say. So, Sam waited. He waited for that raise he deserved, for the recognition that never came. He'd stay late to clean up, cover shifts when others called in sick, and even use his own money to buy supplies when the shop ran low. It's okay, he'd tell himself. They need me here. I'm irreplaceable. But deep down, a quiet voice whispered doubts. Was he really that important? Or was he just fooling himself? Things started to shift one rainy autumn day. Business was picking up, thanks to Sam's suggestion of adding cozy reading nooks and live music nights. The shop buzzed with energy, and customers raved about the changes. Mr. Jenkins patted Sam on the back once, saying, "Good job, kid." That was it. No bonus, no promotion. Sam shrugged it off, but it stung a little. Then, the conflict hit like a storm. One evening, after a long shift, Sam overheard Mr. Jenkins on the phone. "Yeah, I've got this new guy starting next week. Younger, cheaper." Sam. "Oh, he's fine, but we can do better." Sam's heart dropped. He froze behind the counter, pretending to wipe it down. Replaced. Just like that. He confronted Mr. Jenkins later, his voice shaking. "After all I've done. The extra hours, the ideas, don't they mean anything?" Mr. Jenkins sighed, avoiding Sam's eyes. "Business is business, Sam. You're good, but I need to cut costs. The new kid will learn fast." That night, Sam walked home in the rain, feeling like the world had pulled the rug out from under him. How could someone he'd trusted treat him like he was disposable? He thought about all the times he'd said yes when he wanted to say no, all the sacrifices that went unnoticed. Anger bubbled up, mixed with sadness. "Am I really that easy to replace?" he muttered to himself, staring at his reflection in a puddle. It was the turning point, the moment his world cracked open. The struggle deepened over the next few days. Sam showed up to work, but everything felt wrong. The new guy, a college kid named Tyler, shadowed him, asking questions with wide-eyed enthusiasm. Sam taught him the ropes, but each tip felt like handing over pieces of his soul. Customers noticed the change in Sam. His smiles were forced, his chats shorter. At home, he barely slept, replaying every moment in his mind. "Why didn't I stand up for myself sooner?" he'd ask the empty room. Friends tried to cheer him up. "You're talented, Sam. Find something better." But doubt clung to him like fog. What if this was all he was worth? What if everywhere he went, he'd be just another face in the crowd? Then came the climax, the breaking point that shook Sam to his core. It was his last day at the shop. Mr. Jenkins handed him a small envelope, 2 weeks' pay and a lukewarm thanks. As Sam packed his things, a regular customer, an old lady named Mrs. Harper, pulled him aside. She'd been coming in for years, always ordering the same latte with a smile. "Sam, dear," she said, her eyes misty, "this place won't be the same without you. You made it special. Don't you ever forget that." Her words hit him like a thunderclap. Tears welled up as he hugged her goodbye. Outside, under the grey sky, Sam sat on a bench, the envelope crumpled in his hand. For the first time, the pain turned into something else. Clarity. "She's right," he whispered. "I made it special. Not the shop. Not Mr. Jenkins. Me." That moment ignited a fire in Sam. He realized he'd been letting others define his value, dimming his own light to fit their shadows. No more. He dusted himself off and started small. First, he updated his resume, highlighting all the skills he'd honed, not just brewing coffee, but creating community, innovating ideas, connecting with people. He applied to jobs that excited him, like managing a community center or starting his own pop-up cafe. Rejections came, sure, but each one felt less like a failure and more like a step forward. Weeks turned into months, and Sam's life began to transform. He landed a role at a non-profit that helped small businesses thrive. There, his ideas weren't just heard, they were celebrated. He met people who valued him, who saw his worth without him having to prove it every day. And guess what? That coffee shop. It lost its spark after he left. Customers drifted away, complaining about the new vibe. Mr. Jenkins even called once, asking if Sam wanted to come back. "No thanks," Sam said calmly. "I've found where I belong." Looking back, Sam often thinks about that rainy day. It hurt like hell, but it was the push he needed. You see, knowing your worth isn't about being arrogant or demanding. It's about respecting yourself enough to walk away from places that don't see your value. It's about not letting others replace you because, deep down, you're one of a kind. So, let me ask you this. Are you in a situation right now where you're giving more than you're getting? Maybe a job that's draining you, a relationship that undervalues you, or even friendships that take without giving back. Pause for a second and think. What if today was your turning point? What if you started seeing yourself through your own eyes, not theirs? Remember, your worth isn't up for debate. It's inherent, like the sun rising every morning. Don't wait for someone else to affirm it. Claim it for yourself. When you do, doors open, opportunities flow, and life feels a whole lot brighter. You've got this. Believe in your power, and don't let anyone dim it. If this story touched you, hit that like button, subscribe for more tales that inspire, and share in the comments. What's one time you realized your worth? Let's build each other up. Until next time, keep shining.